Welcome student to the second part of the disaster management. So in this module, in this part we will learn about how earthquake affect the building. Let's go. So hope you have learned well in the previous part. So how earthquake affect? You all know the Newton's first law of motion. Like you have feel in that in train or bus, like sudden when the bus starts, your feet tends to go with the bus, but your upper body stays tied to stay in the place, so you feel a jerk at that time. So that thing happens with a building. So you can see in the photo, in the picture, when when there is a movement, there is a wave in the ground, the floor or the foundation is going with the ground, but the roof is trying to stay at the place. So this is happens, and that is the problem. When the roof is trying to stay in the face, there is a force called inertia. Force starts to work in that, but there is a acceleration in the foundation. So there is a displacement, is the u. The much displacement or the u happens, there is a more there is a chance to damage of the building. There is a damage or the crack or break of the building. So what is the flow of inertia to the foundation? Under the horizontal shaking of the ground, horizontal inertia forces are generated at the level of the mass of the structure, usually situated at the floor level. These lateral inertia forces are transferred by the floor slab to the wall or column to the foundation, and finally the soil system underneath. So each of the structural element and the connection between them must be designed to safely transfer the inertia forces. So this connection should be well designed so that the earthquake doesn't that do that much of displacement to the all the part of the building. So what is the importance of architectural features? The behavior of a building during earthquake depends critically on its overall size. The size of the building. In tall building with a large height to base ratio, the horizontal movement of the floors during the ground shaking is large. There is a problem, like you think about a inverted pendulum. So what happens as long the pendulum will be, so the shaking will be large. That is happens same with a very tall building, with the ratio of the height of the building. Like you can see, these are the time you can see in this photo. So the time, if it gets heavier on the top, so the shaking will be much more. So in short but very long building, the damaging effect during earthquake are many, like too tall, too large in plan, and too long. This kind of buildings happens is a heavy damage does in this building by the earthquake. Then what figures are most strong in the earthquake? Like simple good plan, like octagonal, the height will be proportionate, like square or rectangular, not much big on the longer side but proportionate to the height and width. So a simple good plan. Then building with range corners like U and V and H and plus shaped in plan has sustained significant damage. They are like weaker than simple plan of buildings, like this kind of buildings. And then if the plan will be much complicated or large, then there should be some separation joint. What has happened? Separation joint is breaking the building into smaller and stronger parts, so the damage by the earthquake will be much lesser if there will be no separation joint. If there will be no separation joint, the building will be much bigger and the damage by the earthquake will be much more. So this kind of plans, like a setback, you can see in the hotel, like this setback, if the lower would be set, this is the higher weightage level. Then weak or flexible story, if the columns are weaker and the columns are not in the peripheral of the building, that happens, that breaks down easily. Then if there is a slopy ground or there is no column in this part, that damages the building. So reinforced concrete wall discontinued, like this is a reinforcement continued, this is discontinued in the ground floor, that is a very weak for the, if there is something reinforcement, then continue that in the ground floor, that is much stronger. So when two buildings are too close to each other, they may pound on each other during strong shaking. With increase in building height, this collision can be a greater problem. When building heights do not match, the roof of the shorter building may pound at the mid height of the column. So this is a shorter and this is the taller. So when they shake, they are both shaking the earthquake. So this building, the roof of the building may make damage to the taller building. So you all know about this rope and the floor. This is the rope and the cradle. You have all seen in the past. So think the building upside down of this thing. So the upside down of the swing. Okay. So when a single story building, there is a single seat. This will affect less. While there is, if there will be a three cradle in the swing, this top cradle, that is the ground floor of the building, will swing much lesser than the most bottom, that is the most top floor of the building. Then there is another, like if you sit on the side of the first swing, then you must see that the swing doesn't go out smoothly. There is a problem of like twisting of the swing. This same thing happens in the building. If a part of the building is heavier than the rest of the building, so during the earthquake, when the ground shake, the building tends to twist. So this is the same thing, like this is the denser heavier part and this is the light part, so there is a twist in the building. Okay. So in case of hilly areas also, swing with a unequal rope. There is a shorter rope and the longer. For hilly area, this is a shorter column and the longer column. So there is a kind of effect of earthquake. The building swings, or the columns are not much stronger to hold the building well. So these are the type of the basic type of building effect on building by the earthquake. So this is the most basic kind of, and I hope you have I have taught you well, I have informed you well rather. On the next part we will discuss how to prevent all this problem in the building. Okay, thank you so much.